Welcome to another Memphis Monday. Today I got some bad news. Captain Kirk's chair here is broken. Seat's coming off. I don't know if you can see this. I'm sitting in Captain Spock's chair right now, but the captain's chair is broken. So we got to fix it. But seriously, these are the kind of jobs I like. Something's broken, tearing it apart, figuring out what's wrong with it, and then fixing it. So I think it'll be pretty fun. So let's get started. Well, that was me making sure that I really couldn't get this chair up on the workbench. I didn't think I could. Well, I could if I want to rig it up there some way, but well, heck, I got that air conditioner up in the wall. So I'm taking these bolts out, and I'll just take the chair off. Now it looks like the thing failed. I mean, the lag bolts, the lag screws, two of them came out, and I got to figure out why. And one of the problems is this thing here is not turning very good. I'll have to lubricate that or fix it or something. Okay, let me take this apart and see if I can figure anything else out. I see one of the problems. For some reason, I never cut this fabric away and checked what I was screwing into. That was an error. Here's the plan. I'm going to bolt this swiveling ball bearing bracket here. I'm going to bolt it permanently to this piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and then I will use lag bolts to attach this plywood to the back to the bottom of the chair. But one of the problems is one of the things I'm going to have to deal with is that the bottom of this chair is not flat. See, it's naturally curved because it's a chair. So what I've got to do is, when I attach this plywood, I've got to form it to the bottom of the chair. I'm going to be using some larger carriage bolts, so I've got to drill out the holes for the carriage bolts to go through. What I'm essentially doing here is building a very large bracket. I'm going to cinch this thing down with clamps, but for the time being, to get it in position, I'm going to stick it up there with the lag bolts I'll be using. These are only 1/4-inch lag bolts. I think they're 1-inchers. Really don't need anything bigger, since I got 1/2-inch on both sides. Anything bigger wouldn't help me anyway. got the, you can see on this piece of plywood, I got it bent to the curve of the chair finally using clamps. It's a pretty good fit. Pretty good fit except for this one little corner over here. But how this system works, these bolts right here will attach to the chair base right down there. And that's inch thick deck wood. Then, so that's never been a problem there. These are 3/8 inch carriage bolts that attach to this piece of plywood, and then this piece of plywood is attached to the chair by, count them, 26 flag screws. I think I changed my mind a little bit. I'm gonna make some modifications to the stands if I can get it up on the workbench. Plywood, I got it screwed into these members here. What I want to add now is something up here at the top, something that comes down to the ground so that when I step on this edge here, it doesn't flip the chair. What I'm going to be doing is installing the sissy bar, and what I've done here is just install a couple of nailers, because my sissy bar will be nailed along here. Installed another one down here. I like working with this kind of lumber because there's no pre-drilling. I got these giant deck screws. No pre-drilling, just drilling bad boys in. All right, the nailers are all in. Let's decide on what kind of sissy bars we want to install. What I'm going to do is just take this 3/4 inch plywood and cut this little sine wave curve in it and nail it down here to the nails. How I'm going to cut my sine wave on my sissy bar is with a jigsaw, and I'm going to hold it together with some 1-inch brads. Between the sissy bars, right at the apex of this curve, I'm going to install this oak strip here. It's going to be placed in a notch. I have that drawn here. I'm going to cut that out on the bandsaw. So then the oak strip will fit right down in that groove. Well, we're back where we started, only now we're tightening instead of loosening. Let's go ahead and set this thing up and take a look at it. Well, I got my captain's chair back, and the beauty of it is I have plenty of room to put my feet, and also it's completely sturdy, and third, I can stand up on it because it's now a stool. So pretty satisfied with it so far. Still scoots up to the table, so everything's groovy. Well, that does it for another Memphis Monday. I rescued my chair from my Captain Kirk chair from the Klingons, and Commander Spock's chair is still functional. All right, so thanks for watching. Make sure you comment and do whatever else you do on YouTube, and I'll see you next week.